What's up, guys? 88.1 The Burg, your music central. It's another day of Ort and the Bear all across the state, here from Newcastle all the way over to Will down in Vancouver, back with Elliot in Ellensburg. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday,
Yes.
Will?
I don't know. Quarantine's like jail. There's the day you go in and the day you get out.
Did you really just compare quarantine to being incarcerated in a prison?
Well, I was watching The Wire, and it came up in The Wire, and I was like, oh, that sounds good. I'm using that.
I don't think you have any reality. I want to put you on six or Locked Up or Scared Straight, whatever that show is, 60 Days In.
Oh, I dominate that show.
I don't think you would. I think that you would probably wet yourself, need a couple of changes of pants.
No, I'd be fine. I know how to keister. I'll be all right. I'm not scared of other people. Like, I'm big enough to where I can handle my own, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. I have some places I can hide things. Maybe I'll get a birthday cake, perhaps. I'll be okay.
I think we all just learned way too much about Will than any of us ever signed up for, and
I'm just wily.
To anyone out there listening, I'm so sorry that you had to hear all that. Will, one of the world's most fearless leaders, is on the verge of going kaput, and that is Kim Jong Un. Apparently, Kim Jong Un has some sort of health-related surgery, and he's not doing too well. It could be critical. It's undisclosed if it's coronavirus-related or not, but wouldn't it be fitting if Kim Jong Un, the only thing that was able to defeat him, would be a worldwide virus?
So, would you say, Payton, that he's Kim Jong Il?
That was horrible.
That was a dad joke. That's his dad. No, I mean, I think it would be interesting if that's what took him down. Like, no offense. I don't want anyone to die. Probably. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to ask that question. But if you know what I'm going to ask. Like, is it a bad thing?
I mean, it depends on who follows Kim Jong Un. I mean, what if the next Kim Jong Un is worse?
Well, does he have kids? Like, maybe he has a nice kid who listens to Firework by Katy Perry.
We got to get Dennis Rodman on this, because Dennis Rodman's the one who knows all about Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe Dennis Rodman will take over. Wouldn't that be something? Like, in his will, he has him take over
North Korea to Dennis Rodman.
That would be fantastic. It would be great. There'd be a lot more Madonna shows. They'd be a lot more open with different communities because we know Dennis is big on them. But I think, honestly, no matter what happens, we'll never know the truth. Like, this is going to be like when we found out that Al-Qaeda or Taliban leader had been dead for like 4 years, but we thought he was still alive. I think that's kind of what would happen here. Like, we would just assume that Kim Jong Un was still kicking, and then we'd find out like later that like his third or fifth like advisor did a coup and now is running the country and has been running it for 5 years.
So in other world news, Germany is postponing, they're canceling their Oktoberfest. It's got to be the first time ever because, you know, we all associate the German culture and Oktoberfest very heavily. Will, have you ever participated in an Oktoberfest, whether it just be Leavenworth or at some sort of pub?
No, well, that's during football season, so I stay away. I'm a good kid. I've actually never been to Leavenworth, so I kind of think it's an overrated place. I'm not big on Leavenworth. I did have a roommate though who wore that like skirt thing that they do for October.
Lederhosen.
Yeah, Lederhosen. Yeah, I had a roommate who he wore that around for like a week. It was pretty funny.
Look, well, let me tell everyone out there, celebrate Oktoberfest on your own this year. We don't need Germany. We don't need to go there for it. We can socially distance. We can stay at home, and we can fill up our big steins full to the top with beer. Get yourself a brat. Get yourself some sauerkraut. Top it on there. And that's all you really need to celebrate. Maybe some lederhosen with you and a couple of friends. Will, I would love to see you in lederhosen someday. I think that would be great.
I mean, I'm down for anything, but October, that is my birth month. So usually I get away with not having to do anything stupid. So on October 17th, if you'd like to send me a gift, just hit me up.
Hey, what's up, guys? Orton the Bear right here on 88.1 The Burg, your music central. During the weird pandemic that's going on, a lot of people have been talking about stimulus checks and the government giving us money to try and restart the economy on our own. People are getting $1,200 checks for not doing a whole lot. I got mine. Will doesn't sound like he's getting his. But Will, I want to know, what's the best way? Our listeners out there, they have this $1,200 sitting in their bank account right now. They need your advice. They need your guidance because you are the wise Ort, and you need to tell them how they should spend their stimulus check.
Well, $1,200 is approximately 4 tigers. And so if you want to go out and buy 4 baby tigers, that's return on investment because you can use them to make money where people buy them. And then once they're not of use, you just send them to a nice zoo. So that would be my initial option that people could have.
Okay. Now, we don't want to go on the animal cruelty route the way that Joe.
No, you be nice to them.
It's still cruel to take them away from their mother, keep them and use them for 9 months, and then give them away to someone else.
You're not the cruel one. The person who's selling them to you is the cruel one. You're just a part of a cog in the machine. This isn't your fault. You're not the one who's out there selling them. You're buying them, and then you're giving them to a nice zoo, somewhere where there's a lot of room to roam around. You're actually doing the good stuff. The people who are selling are bad.
Yeah, you're not selling me on this one. Next up, what's your next best option to do with $1,200 as a stimulus check?
I think I saw somewhere that someone bought one of those like above ground pools, and then they put them in their house, which I thought was pretty funny.
So an indoor pool that isn't supposed to go indoors. I like that one. I could get behind that.
Yeah, well, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're staying inside. You're staying away from everyone with the Rona. You're swimming, so that's good because we need to swim.
It's a workout.
No one's ever sad when they're swimming.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, people who are, like, trying to avoid drowning are probably pretty sad.
Well, isn't all swimming trying to avoid to be drowning?
Good point. Touche.
Yeah, so, like, the only person who was ever sad that they were swimming was Jack. And there was definitely room on that stupid door, okay?
What about the guy who's in second behind Michael Phelps? He's got to be sad, right?
Why? He's getting a silver medal. He's probably making millions.
He's a loser.
And he gets to be in a picture with Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian of all time.
Okay, so buying a pool, but putting it indoors.
Look, here, let me put it this way for you. Dolphins swim all the time. Have you ever seen a dolphin frown?
Are dolphins capable of frowning? Can you prove to me that?
No, they're always smiling. They're always like, ah, 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 ah. You can't frown and go like, ah, ah, ah. You have to smile. So that's why dolphins are fine. Or you could get a hot tub. I had a teammate who used to have an indoor hot tub in his room, and that was pretty funny.
Isn't that what Josh Rosen did at UCLA? He got a bunch of
Rosen had a kiddie pool. No, Goff had a kiddie pool. It was Goff, I think. Or maybe they bolted. I don't know, dude.
What's
they probably
football
bolted
players and trying to put, places of bodies of water that shouldn't be inside a dorm room, inside of a dorm room.
Why not, dude? That's the perfect, like, hang out with me line. Like, hey, do you guys want to go back to my place? I've got an indoor hot tub. And then what do you know? All of a sudden everyone's out. They're in the hot tub. They're having a good time. Like I said, no one can be sad in water. It's just a good time had by all. It's fantastic. And you know why people want to do it. People want to be indoors in water.
You're telling me that the dorm room hot tub is the new Netflix and chill?
No, it's just an add-on. It's like a perk. You know, like in Call of Duty, when you get enough wins, you get different kill streaks, or you get different little like perks. You can get like, ooh, now I have the red camo. Well, for me, the indoor pool or hot tub is like, ooh, now I have the gold camo.
You heard it here, people, from Ort himself. You can either go out, buy yourself a baby tiger, or you can buy yourself a pool that isn't supposed to go indoors and put it indoors, or a hot tub that can go indoors.
It never said it's not supposed to. The hot tub is supposed to go indoors. The pool just says it's an above ground. It doesn't say if it should be inside or out.
You don't think anywhere on that box it says for outdoor use only?
I will give you 10 push-ups if you can find one that says outdoor use only.
All right. I will take this commercial break and be able to find that. What's up, everybody? It's Ort and the Bear right here on 88.1 The Burg, your music central. And with the NFL season kind of close, but it's being talked about, there's a lot going on. The NFL draft is coming up this week. We'll have a lot of breakdown of that with Will later in the week. But today it was announced that Lamar Jackson will grace the cover of the newest Madden game, and he doesn't believe that there's a Madden curse. I know a lot of people out there believe that there's a Madden curse, but most recently, Patrick Mahomes has been on the cover, and he won an MVP. Will, how do you feel on a Madden curse?
I'm in the middle. Like, I think it affects some people, and it doesn't affect others. Like, I'm not superstitious, but, like, I'm a little stitious of what's going on, you know, because there's some guys like Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he just won a title. It didn't really affect him. But then you go and you look down the line, like Sean Alexander's on it. All of a sudden, the next year he starts breaking his foot. He's not in. He's not around.
So what you're telling me is you believe the curse when it happens, but you don't believe the curse if it doesn't happen.
No, it's just not 100%. It's probably like a 40% shooter.
Okay.
It's like a Kyle Korver shooting a three. That's how often it gets people. Okay,
I got you there. Now, it's Lamar Jackson, though, going into his third season. He's been very electric these first 2 years. Do you think there's a chance that he might slump and people might talk Madden curse next year, or do you think he's going to be running away with it?
Well, I think with any player, what you're going to notice is now teams have had film on him. They've had a lot of time to kind of diagnose what they're going to do. You know what's coming out of the Ravens. There's going to be a lot of running the ball, and there's going to be a lot of play action pass using Lamar's natural athleticism to their advantage. So I do think you might see a little lull in his production, or at the same point, even if he's at the same spot as he was this last year, I think people are going to downplay it. Very similar to like the first year Russell Westbrook went out and he had a triple-double for a whole season. Everyone thought it was the greatest thing, MVP. The next year he does the same exact thing, but he's sixth in the MVP voting. We're very much a what have you done for me lately kind of society. And so unless Lamar goes out there and every time he runs the ball, he scores a touchdown, I don't think people are necessarily going to be satisfied. So you will see the naysayers come in and kind of attack the way he plays.
Do you think his division next year could hinder his performance? I mean, you got the Bengals, who are probably the worst team in that. They get the number one pick. That could turn him around, you know, depending if that pick hits for them or not. It's projected to be Joe Burrow at the moment. Say the Bengals start getting into the mix. The Browns, you never know what they're going to do because they're a talented team, lots of talented guys, but they're not able to put it together. If they put it together, they could take a few wins away from the Ravens. And then you got the Steelers, who still caused the Ravens a lot of trouble last year, even though they weren't at their best. They made that trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, you know, and they dealt with a hurt Big Ben. If they fix the quarterback issue, you got Juju Smith as a wide receiver out there. I think this AFC North is dangerous, and I don't think it's a sure shot for Lamar next year.
I think, yes, with the Steelers, like I think you're going to see a comeback. Obviously, Big Ben not being around really hurt them. The Browns and Cincy especially, I think you're basing too much off of Joe Burrow doing the exact same thing that he did at LSU. I don't know if they're going to come back yet. I don't think they'll be as bad as they were the last year. they're going to come back a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere challenging for a playoff spot. And then when you look at Cleveland, I have no faith there. Like, they have all these players that are supposed to be great and do all these great things, yet last year it blew up in their face. So I'm not entirely sold. And then the big thing for me, though, with Lamar on if he's going to take a step forward or take a step back is his ability to throw the ball. Right now you're seeing a lot of his natural ability to run and create space, and he has all these different arm angles, which is awesome. But my fear, which has always been the same with the running quarterback, is can they hold up to the hits? Now, he's only been in the league for a couple of years. He's done great so far, no real injury issues. But all of a sudden you're looking at he's getting hit over 100 times a year. All of a sudden now you're looking at all the accumulation of hits, not just from the NFL, but in college and in high school. Does he start to slow down? And when he does start to slow down, does that affect his ability to throw the ball, which is where I still think in the NFL you have to be able to do to win.
You know, I got a feeling that, the Ravens are going to go out and in this draft starting late this week, they're going to go out, they're going to try and find some linemen to pick up and try and protect this quarterback as much as possible. When you have a franchise style type of guy like this, you got to be able to protect him. And I think that that's the thing that the Ravens are going to do. But we're running out of time here. Will, tomorrow I want a huge draft preview. Let them know who's going where, maybe some big surprises. I want you to do your homework tonight. You're going to be our draft expert. You're going to be our knockoff Mel Kiper, and you're going to give it to us and tell us who is going to be, some surprises in the first round and what teams need to address what. All right?
Yeah, man, I got you. I'll let my football expertise come to a head tomorrow.
Good. Love it. Well, with that, we're going to get out of here, shut the lights off in the studio, and head on home. Oh, wait, look at that. We're already home. It's been another beautiful day. Happy Tuesday. It's Orton the Bear on 88.1 The Burg, your Music Central.
Love you, Mom.